I'm lost at is why was he fired? Because he asked for paternity leave?
Because she loves the micromanagement.
When he asked for paternity leave, I just felt he was just being lazy.
You took it upon yourself an assumption that he was not going to work. I don't understand what gave you the right to violate the contract that you signed. And by your own admission, your company doesn't even offer paternity leave. So you fired him because he asked for it. So yeah, you are in violation of your contract.
Boom. That's the sound of a CEO getting legally steamrolled on live TV, all for firing a remote worker who dared to request paternity leave. This wasn't just a courtroom loss. It was a full-blown humiliation. In today's episode, we witness an outrageous case of workplace injustice, and Judge Porter doesn't hold back. If you're tired of seeing powerful bosses bend the rules and get away with it, hit subscribe now because we break down every viral courtroom beatdown with zero spin. It started simple. Jordan Monry, a remote graphic designer, just had a baby. Like any responsible father, he asked for paternity leave. On top of that, he's caring for an elderly grandmother. Sounds reasonable, right? But what did the CEO do? Fired him. No warnings, no discussion, just fired, while he was mid-contract, approved by HR, and juggling family duties. Jordan filed a lawsuit for $25,000, the remaining amount on his contract. The courtroom showdown began, but no one expected what came next. Let's look at Pamela Rivers, the CEO's defense, and it gets worse by the second. Here's exactly what she said when asked about the firing.
And then he wasn't even going to work on paternity leave. I just felt he was just being lazy. He didn't do as well as he could as if he was in the office. So
with you over my shoulder, right?
I am the CEO of the company for 20 years. I obviously know what I am doing since I still have my job. Doesn't even deserve that much. When he was doing it at home, it wasn't such good work.
Her entire argument? Micromanagement, ego, and the assumption that a father asking to take care of his newborn was lazy. No evidence, just a personal hunch, and an executive tantrum disguised as a defense. Judge Porter was having none of it. Let's be clear, Human Resources approved Jordan's remote work. He was taking care of his grandmother, he paid for his own Wi-Fi, and he delivered his work. But here's what the judge said that made jaws drop.
I am having a problem with this.
I'm sorry,
because
sir.
I don't understand how the company that you're the CEO of, the Human Resources Department, granted him permission to work from home. You took it upon yourself an assumption that he was not going to work. And we're not even here for the productivity. That's not the case here. And by your own admission, your company doesn't even offer paternity leave. So you fired him because he asked for it.
Mic drop. The judge cut through the nonsense and nailed the issue. This CEO terminated a contract based on ego, not evidence. And his final words? Devastating.
You are in violation of your contract. You are going to grant him that $25,000 unless you want to give him his job back so he can work it through the end of his contract.
A total legal and moral beatdown. Judge Porter didn't just scold, he obliterated the CEO's credibility, one brutal fact at a time. Here's the moment that shattered everything.
The company doesn't even offer paternity leave, so you fired him because he asked for it. What stopped you from saying, no, we don't offer that? That you have presented nothing that showed that his productivity was going to stop completely.
Pamela Rivers had nothing, not a single email, performance report, or legitimate complaint. Just assumptions, micromanagement, and a misplaced sense of superiority. And then came the real knockout, when the judge reminded her what a contract actually means.
You don't get upset at his productivity over something that somebody else granted. Okay, that's not how that should work. I don't understand what gave you the right to violate the contract that you signed.
In seconds, the courtroom flipped. This wasn't a matter of performance. It was a clear-cut violation of employee rights. Pamela Rivers couldn't believe the verdict. She lost and had to pay $25,000. But instead of taking accountability, she threw a bizarre tantrum outside the courtroom.
I am not happy with paying this man $25,000 at all. He threatened to have the animal control system come in and take my poochie from the building. Anyone that threatens my dog threatens me. He's lazy. You can't tell me he's not lazy when he's asking for leave after being at home for 3 days a week.
This wasn't a defense. This was a meltdown. She went from CEO to conspiracy theorist in under 30 seconds, clinging to wild claims about dog threats and still calling her former employee lazy even after losing the case. Meanwhile, Jordan stayed grounded.
I really felt the way I felt like I was being punished for wanting to take care of my grandmother and my son. Just another man with responsibilities. So I'm super grateful for the courtroom, and I'm thankful that it went in my favor.
Dignified, grateful, a grown man standing up for family, and getting trampled by corporate power until justice stepped in. This was more than a case about $25,000. This was a reckoning. A CEO humiliated in front of a courtroom, a remote worker vindicated, and a judge who reminded all of us what fairness looks like. Jordan didn't just win, he exposed the toxic culture that punishes men for being fathers, for being caregivers, for not bowing to a boss's every whim. So if you're tired of corporate bullies and tone-deaf executives, hit that subscribe button, because on this channel we hold them accountable, one takedown at a time.